You're watching Wanted with me, Jonathan. Tumakuru has witnessed not one but two sensational murders within a span of a few hours. The industrial city which neighbors Bengaluru has had relatively low crime rates until now. The two crimes have put the cops under severe pressure. The first story in our special episode is about a woman. Take a look to find out more. Society has come a long way in the 21st century. Women of this generation are more independent than ever. Women have the highest education rates in the 21st century. Pay parity is almost equal to men in many sectors. But one place where women still suffer is when it comes to their security. While women in Bengaluru and other metropolitan cities are more independent, their rural counterparts are not so lucky. This story from Tumakuru is proof of that. This is Bhagyamma. 36-year-old Bhagyamma is a resident of Dodattimapalya village in Tumakuru district. Her family owns a small plot which supports her family of 5. Bhagyamma's husband looks after the cultivation of the farm while she helps him out during the season. But on the 1st of November, the village was rocked by a gory story that had all of them terrified. The biggest threat to women in the area has been chain snatchers. Women are an easy target to chain snatchers who come on bikes and scoot with their loot. These helpless women are stunned by the way their attackers carry out their plan. The victims of chain snatching are usually older women who have no way of defending themselves. And Bhagyamma was a victim too. On the 1st of November, Bhagyamma stepped out of her house around 4:30 p.m. She went out to the fields to collect firewood, but that was the last anyone would ever see of her. Bhagyamma was murdered. These are visuals from the evening of 1st of November. The body you're looking at is Bhagyamma's. So what exactly happened on the 1st of November? Bhagyamma had told her mother-in-law that she would go to the fields to collect firewood, as was her usual routine. Her mother-in-law accompanied her. Bhagyamma was walking ahead when she was ambushed by 2 men. She was held at knife point. The men wanted her Mangal Sutra made of gold, but Bhagyamma wasn't going to part with her nuptial chain so easily. She tried to resist the men, but they were there with a definitive motive. They wanted her chain and they were going to take it whether she wanted to part with it or not. But trying to protect her chain was probably the biggest mistake she ever made, because the men not only snatched the chain from her, but they slit her throat too. Bhagyamma's mother-in-law watched all this in horror as she was a few meters behind her daughter-in-law when all this happened. But all she could do was watch. But by then the men had snatched Bhagyamma's chain and scooted. Her mother-in-law was lucky that she was not wearing a chain, or she may have been killed too. By the time Bhagyamma's mother-in-law could attend to her, she had already collapsed and died. Bhagyamma's mother-in-law could do was alert the people around her home to help her. They all realized what had happened and called the cops immediately. Soon, the cops had reached the crime scene. The cops were shocked to see that a woman had been murdered on her own farm. The cops called in their FSL and dog squad to collect crucial evidence. They spoke to the mother-in-law to find out what she knew. She told the cops exactly what had happened. By then, everyone in the village had gathered around the crime scene and they were all curious to know what had happened.
ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕ್ಯಾತ್ಸಂದ್ರ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ಸ್ ದೊಡ್ಡತಿಮ್ಮೇನಪಾಳ್ಯ ಪಂಡಿತನಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು 2 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವ ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಹೆಂಗಸು ಭಾಗ್ಯಮ್ಮ 36 ಇಯರ್ಸ್, ಅವರು ವೈಫ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಗದೀಶ್. ಸೊ ಇವರು ಡೆತ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್, ನಿನ್ನೆ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 4 to 4:30 ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂಗಲಸೂತ್ರ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಣಿಸಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
When the residents found out that Bhagyamma had been murdered over a chain, no one could believe what they had just witnessed. It is one thing to see such things on TV, but to know that something like this has happened to someone you know can be even more terrifying.
ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಹೆಣ್ಮಗು ಒಂದು ತೋಟದ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹಾಡಾಗಲೇನೆ ಈ ಥರ ಕೊಲೆ ನಡೆದೈತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ವಿಕೃತಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅವ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸು. ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಇದಾಗವ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೈತೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ್ರೆ, ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕ ಜನಗಳು ಈ ಥರ ಅಪರಿಚಿತ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವ್ನು ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದ ಏನು ಎತ್ತ ಅಂತ ವಿಚಾರಿಸಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಘಟನೆಗಳು ಮುಂದೆ ತುಂಬ ನಡೀತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಜನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಚ್ಚೆತ್ಕೊಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರದವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಹಕರಿಸಬೇಕು.
Just look at the place where she was murdered. This place looks so serene. It looks like something out of a documentary on nature. How could someone get murdered like this here?
ಅವರು ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ತೋಟದ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರು ರೈತರು. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳುಗಳು ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ತೋಟದ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗೋದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಥರ ಘಟನೆಗಳು ನಡೆದುಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋರು ಹೆಂಗೆ, ಜನ ಆಚೆಗೆ ಬರೋದು ಹೆಂಗೆ? ಭಾಗ್ಯಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿಗಿನ್ನ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟವೆ ಇವಾಗಂತೂ. ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, ಅವು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಹಸುಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ದುಡಿಯೋಕೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದು, ದುಡ್ಡಿಗೆ.
Just look at Bhagyamma's body. See how she lies here lifelessly. We have blurred the visuals here, but we can tell you for a fact that the cut on her throat was quite deep and there was no way she could be shifted to the hospital. All this is for a chain.
ಕೊಲೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಸರಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೊಲೆನೇ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟವ್ರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೊಲ್ದ ಥರನೇ ಊರು ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಕ್ಕನೇ ಮೇನ್ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೂರ ರೋಡಿಂದ ಒಂದು 10 ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಮುಂದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಅವ್ರ ಅತ್ತೆನೇ ನೋಡೋರೆ, ಹಿಂದೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಅತ್ತೆನೇ ನೋಡೋರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದವ್ರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಅತ್ತೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿತ್ತು, ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬಂದವ್ರೆ. ಆ ಗ್ಯಾಪಲ್ಲೇ ಇದಾಗೈತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
The cops were under severe pressure to crack this case. People questioned the cops as to how something like this could happen. The cops may have registered the complaint based on the statements they got.
So we are inquiring in different angles. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅಕ್ಯೂಸ್ನಿ ಪತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡಾಗ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವಾಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಇಟ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೀಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, 2 ಟೀಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಯಾವುದು ಏನು ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಕ್ಲೂ, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಇಟ್.
But the cops find it hard to believe that someone would enter a farm and wait for a woman to steal her chain. If the men wanted to snatch the chains, they could have done it at a location where there are more people. That way, they could find a target easily. The fact that it happened on the farm prompts the cops to think that there is more to Bhagyamma's murder than meets the eye. There has to be some other reason why she was murdered. A personal enmity perhaps, a property dispute maybe, a conspiracy plot that is still unclear, or an affair that may have got her killed. The cops have formed 2 special teams to crack this case on priority.
ಅದೇ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ 2-3 ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ಸಿಂದ ನಾವು ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಅದು ಚೈನ್ ಸ್ನ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಇದು ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ರೀಸನ್ಗೆ ಏನೋ ಬೇರೆ ಮೋಟಿವ್ಗೆ ಏನೋ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವು ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಪರಾಗಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಸಪ್ರೇಟಾಗಿ ಟೀಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇಟ್.
Whether it was a murder for her chain or not is still unclear. But nevertheless, the residents of the village are terrified knowing that they could be the next victim. They are scared that the killers are still on the run. Only the cops can put an end to this case. And the only way to do this is to catch the accused as soon as possible. But even while the cops were investigating this case, they got a phone call. What was this phone call all about? We have just told you about one spine-chilling murder in Tumakuru, but the second one is scarier. Are these 2 murders related? Well, take a look to find out more. The Tumakuru cops had got a call at 4:30 p.m. to report a murder. The cops were still at the crime scene collecting important clues when they received yet another phone call. The callers had told them that a man had been murdered near a small bus stop. The cops were confused. They thought the 2 cases may be related and rushed to the second crime scene. already past 11 p.m. when the cops arrived. What they saw was a pool of blood, and in that pool of blood was a lifeless body. We have blurred the visuals here, but from what our cameras captured, we can tell you that whoever is lying dead here was bludgeoned to death with a stone. The cops who were at the crime scene decided to shift the body so that it wouldn't cause panic the next morning. But they tapped the crime scene and waited near it till dawn. Look at this woman. She received a call and rushed to the spot. One of her relatives had told her that the man here had met with an accident, but it was only when she came here that she realized that it wasn't an accident but a murder. Yes, a murder. The cops who arrived at the scene at 11 p.m. on the 1st of November had no problem in identifying the deceased. That is because this man on your screen is Mohan Kumar, a rowdy. Yes, Mohan Kumar, a resident of Tumakuru city, had been a rowdy for several years. He had married about 7 years back. Since then, he has moved out of the dangerous life. But like they say, you can leave the underworld, but the underworld will never leave you. He couldn't get out of the life. All his friends were rowdies. His business relied on rowdyism too. Yes, Mohan, who had gotten away from a life of extortion and active rowdyism, had become a small-time loan shark. He used to lend money to people at high interest rates and recover the money from them through rowdyism if they failed to pay him back. So his rowdy friends were very important to him. But after Mohan had his first child about 6 years back, he decided that he would focus on what he likes and make an honest living. He had become an artist and a sculptor since then. A few months back, his wife gave birth to a second child. With no active income and another child to take care of, Mohan thought he should make some quick money. He approached his rowdy friends and was reportedly in talks with them over one final deal which could help him retire. On the 1st of November, when he got a call from his friends, he decided to go meet them. The rest of his family was leaving for their village that evening. Mohan told them that he would come home later and bid them goodbye. The next the family heard about him was from the cops. The cops had called the family the next morning and told them about Mohan's death. By the time the cops called the family and let them know what had happened, the cops had already collected crucial evidence. They had found that the last person to call Mohan was a friend named Temper Raja. Temper Raja was a rowdy too. Mohan and Temper Raja were thick as thieves. But is it possible that something went wrong between the two and Temper Raja killed Mohan? To answer that question, we will have to tell you the sequence of events that transpired on November 1st. Mohan got a call from Raja at around 8:30 p.m. The two men decided to meet at a bar. They got together and started drinking. They sat in the bar till 10:30 p.m. and then they left. Then something happened between the two and Raja allegedly killed Mohan.
ಬೆಳಗುಂಬ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರ್ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಬೆಳಗುಂಬ ಬಸ್ ನಿಲ್ದಾಣ ಹತ್ತಿರ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಸುಮಾರು ನೈಟ್ 10:30 ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 302 ಕೇಸ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ಡ್ ಬಂದು ಮೋಹನ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅಲಿಯಾಸ್ ಚಟ್ಟಾ ಮೋಹನ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು. ಅವನು MOB ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ MOB NEPS ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ MOB ಮತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನೋ ಅಕ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಹಳೆ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ.
The cops tried to catch a new lead as the night passed, but by morning when the family reached Tumakuru to see what had happened, the cops realized that they may have important information on what could have transpired.
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಳೆಯಾರು ರಾತ್ರಿ 7:15 ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಯಜಮಾನ ಎಲ್ಲವರು ಮಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ತಗೋರಿ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಅವರು 8:30ಗೆ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಎತ್ತ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ನಮಗೆ 5 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಬಂತು ಕುಣಿಗಲಿಗೆ. 5 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ವಿ.
The family on their part had tried to find out what had happened, and they too knew that Mohan had met Temparaja.
ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಇರೋದು ಕುಣಿಗಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಂದೋರು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಯಾರೇ ಕೇಳಿದ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರೋ ರಾಜು ಅಂತ ಯಾರೋ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಟಂಪರಾಜು ಅಂತ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತು ಸರ್ ನಮಗೆ, ಬೇರೆ ವಿಷಯ ನಮಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
Mohan's murder comes as a surprise to his family. They did not expect that he would be murdered like this.
ನಾವು ಹಳ್ಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವು. ನಾ ಇವತ್ತು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಹೋಗ್ರಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದ. ಮನೆಗಿದ್ದ, ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಮನೇಲಿದ್ದ. ಅದೇನೋ ಯಾರೋ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕರೆದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ. ಹಂಗಾಯ್ತು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈದನ ಮಗ ಬಂದು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂತು ಊರಿಂದ. ಹಿಂಗಾಗೈತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಬಾ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದ್ರು. ಬಂದು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಹಿಂಗಾಗೈತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗನಿಗೆ. ಅದು ಯಾರು ಮಾಡೋರು ಏನೋ.
Every member of his family told the cops about their last conversation with Mohan, so the cops could recreate the series of events that transpired that night.
ರಾತ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು 2 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ. ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ಹೋದ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು. ನಾವು ಹಳ್ಳಿಗೆ ಹೋದೋ. ಹಳ್ಳಿಲಿ ಜಮೀನು ಇತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮದು, ಊಡ್ಗೆರೆ ಹತ್ರ ಬೆಳಿಬೆಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದೋ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸೊಸೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋದೋ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅತ್ತೆಯವರೇ ಬರ್ರಿ ರಜೆ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ರಿ ಅಂದರು. ಹೋದೋ. ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಹಿಂಗಂತ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಳಿ ಹಿಂಗಾಗೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನಾವು ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಹಿಂಗಾಯ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗಂಗೆ. ಇದ್ದನೊಬ್ಬ.
The cops have enough reason to believe that the killer was Temparaja. Temparaja was the last man to be seen with him. They had got drunk together, and when the cops tried to find Temparaja the next day, he had gone into hiding. Given Temparaja's track record and his interaction with Mohan, the cops are almost certain that he is the killer.
ನಮಗೆ ಅಕ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಬಂದು ಟೆಂಪರ್ ರವಿ ಅಲಿಯಾಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರ್ ರವಿ ಅಂತ, ಟೆಂಪರ್ ರಾಜ. ಇವರು ಇಬ್ಬರು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಅಕ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಕ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಅಪ್ರಿಹೆನ್ಷನ್, ಅವನು ಅಪ್ರಿಹೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಯಾವುದೋ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಜಗಳ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವನು ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಕ್ಯೂಸ್ಡು ರೌಡಿ ಶೀಟರ್ ಇನ್ ತುಮಕೂರು ರೂರಲ್ PS ಲಿಮಿಟ್ಸ್. ತುಮಕೂರು ರೂರಲ್ PS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ರೌಡಿ ಶೀಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ 4 ಕೇಸಸ್ ಇದೆ.
The cops are yet to arrest Temparaja. A special team has been constituted to crack this case. But one thing is certain, Mohan will never return. His association with the underworld and his friendship with the wrong people got him killed. And it is his family who will pay the price.
ನಾಲ್ಕು ತಿಂಗಳು ಮಗ ಐತಿ, ಇನ್ನು 4 ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, 3.5 ತಿಂಗಳು ಮಗು, 6 ವರ್ಷದ ಒಂದು ಮಗು.
It is sad indeed that Mohan died at the hands of his own friend. This was not the only case to rock Tumakuru. The people of the city were rocked by not one but 2 murders in a matter of few hours. This has put more pressure on the cops than they can imagine. But as far as they are concerned, these are just 2 cases for them, and they have the confidence that both cases will be cracked at the earliest.
ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಕೋಇನ್ಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದು ಇದು ಏನು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಒಂದೇ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಕ್ಯಾತ್ಸಂದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕೇಸಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಕೋಇನ್ಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
Tumakuru, once a quiet industrial city neighboring Bengaluru, has now become a blood-soaked city. The cops can only do so much to protect you. But if you treasure your life, you better care for it yourself. Never trust anyone. Never venture alone to isolated places, because you never know who is out to get you. So, stay alert, stay safe. Mahesh for News 9, Tumakuru.